What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Frozen Ship. I've been fooling around with it for like the past 30 minutes or so, and it's kind of an interesting demo. They're playing around with a number of different ideas here when it comes to survival sandboxes that I don't particularly think that we've seen. The game does draw very, very heavy, obvious inspiration from The Long Dark, both in terms of like its visuals and also in terms of just like the way that you interact with the game world, but there's a twist. You've got like a giant, ridiculously oversized half-track vehicle that your entire society is living inside of, and you've got to go out and scavenge things in order to increase their chances of survival back inside the home base. And so the developer fired over the demo. It'll be available for the June Steam Next Fest, so if you want to wishlist it, you'll be able to play it then. The developer did say, or at least the publisher, whoever it was that I was in contact with when they fired this over and added me to the playtest, they said that they don't feel like it's ready yet. They said it's a little bit early, but they said I could feel it out and see how I feel about making a video. So I figured since we're going into a weekend that basically has no videos recorded, it's kind of slow right now. Nobody likes to release around the Next Fest. I figured we'd dive in for like 30 minutes, and I'll just get my first impressions done now, so that maybe they can make those adjustments before the Steam Next Fest demo goes out. So if after watching this you wanted to get Frozen Ship for yourself, I've got a link for you down below in the description. On top of that, there's a bunch of other Nerd Castle links down there, but let's get to survivaling, man. I'm looking forward to not freezing my nuts off out here in the post-apocalyptic wasteland.
I was a child when all this happened. I remember watching tiny burning fragments in the sky. It was extremely beautiful. Beautiful until the first strike. Then all I remember is fire, dust, and screams. Huge tsunamis and endless fires destroyed almost all living things. But the worst was yet to come. The meteorite's impact shifted Earth's orbit, causing a drastic cold snap. Eternal winter fell upon the earth. Endless cold, hunger, and death. This is our new world, and we've known nothing else since. For many years, we'd been wandering the world in search of shelter. Until fate saved us. The erupting volcano became our home. Its warmth sustained us for many years. But now the volcano is dying, and so is the city. We cannot live here any longer. The solution came by itself. We built a ship capable of finding a new home, capable of saving humanity. Captain, this is our last chance. Perhaps the final chance to save us all. We entrust our lives to you. Don't let us down.
Has it? Apparently the story has begun. It has culminated right before our eyes. Welcome to the Captain's Bridge. A new ship is a new beginning, and as your chief advisor, I'm ready to offer my advice, but the decision is always yours. The situation on the ship is good, the crew is enthusiastic and ready to follow your commands, so where shall we begin? I'm ready to give the order to start the expedition. So the first thing that it wants us to do, and honestly the first thing that stands out to me right here, just as we're getting towards the infancy of the game starting off, there's not a whole lot of sound when you're inside the ship. Sure, we've got like a little bit of somber piano music going on, but what I would highly recommend is if you look at games that are successful, things like Frostpunk, it's because they've created a city builder in which the city is actually the main character, and little sound effects and little atmospheric noises are the kinds of things that make stuff really pop out. So like inside of this room, you should hear kind of like the beeping of consoles, maybe even the background, you can put a glow on things, like various buttons and knobs and things of that nature that are syncing up with that atmospheric sound. You can hear sort of that noise noise of like an open space behind you. Obviously, this vehicle is enormous, so it probably runs on like diesel or something even better than diesel. So a very, very slight low-level rumbling of like a diesel engine while you're inside here, all would be really, really good things to do in order to make this space kind of feel like home and sort of your R&R and respite from the outside world. But for right now, I've got to manage a whole bunch of workers. We have a tab right here, and inside this tab, there's a number of things that people will do throughout their work cycles every single day. They can gather wood, they can get food, they can get fabric. For right now, it wants me to cook food inside the kitchen by applying a couple workers over here. You can see how many workers you have down at the bottom right-hand corner, just in case you were wondering where that information was at. They want me to put 6 people on raw food. Okay, that sounds fine to me. They want me to put 6 people on gathering wood, and it looks like our consumption is roughly 600 wood per day, so that on the low end, if we get really unlucky, we're still covering it and we'll break even. But if we have a good day and we get like 850 wood, you know, we'll have that extra surplus to play around with. Now it's saying I can assign my workers wherever I want to assign them. Nothing else looks like it's actually being utilized. It seems like we're only draining on wood for right now. And so maybe I'll throw... Can I put extra people inside the kitchen? I cannot. Okay, well then let's put 2 people on fabric, 2 people on plastic, 2 people on scrap metal, and I think that should cover us for the rest of the day. We'll just get like a nice even spread of resources. Now it wants me to do what we do in every... This is a sanctified moment, okay? You bow your heads, you hush. Let's light a candle. It's time for us to craft our first axe inside of the game interface, because obviously you can't have a survival game without building yourself your first axe. It looks like it'll take about an hour and 20 minutes to get done. I will click on that. I would recommend they add clicky noises and whatnot too when you're clicking on the UI with all these buttons. They feel very sterile and very quiet right now, but like they said, work in progress. They prefaced this video and they prefaced this distribution by saying they don't think it's ready yet. But, you know, just little observations of things that will help your game feel a little bit better. Oh, look at that. We've also got like research over here, so we can get an additional tool slot. Yeah, let's do that. How many workers can I put on that right there? It looks like we can learn about a new tool belt in about 11 hours. We can also get a travel backpack, which I think would be a really good idea as well. Backpacks are one of those things in a survival game I feel like we always need. Looks like we can only queue up the one research at a time right now. Okay, that's fine. They want me to leave the ship. Okay, let's take our first adventure, and it looks like our people are actually going to start a work day right now. Let's head on out. The vehicle is moving right now. You'd think they'd bring it to a stop when we're like offloading and loading people. So it's freezing outside. Keep an eye on your freezing meter. The fastest way to warm up is going back to the ship. It takes 20 minutes to go back to the ship, though, if we decide to go to the ladder. Is the ship just like abandoning me right now? Is it just like heading off for parts unknown? I mean, it doesn't look like it moves that fast, so hopefully I have time to come back over this way and take a look around the landscape and see what I can find. I need a toolkit in order to harvest the metal barrel over on that side. But we do have like a little village over here. I don't really see anything else poking up. Like there's something silhouetted over there. There's a little house over that way. So yeah, let's maybe head up the bluff right here and see what we can find inside the building. Weirdly enough, for a survival game, we actually don't need to maintain like hunger or thirst meters or anything else like that. Let's get a hand tool all added on in. This is the inventory interface where we'll have different equipment and stuff like that that makes us more resistant to the cold. But let's head... I'm actually really interested in that radar dome over there too. That's big enough that I feel like with the antenna sticking up, I probably shouldn't lose it, I don't think. What's up with these right here? Are these enterable? Do they have doors? Doesn't look like they do. What about this one over here? Is it just like a giant shipping container? And we can disassemble a trash can. It'll take us 18 minutes, though. I don't know if we have 18 minutes. We do have a clock ticking down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. They want me to chop down a small tree. I'll keep an eye out for one. None of these trees are looking particularly small, though. That one's like a normal-sized tree. It'll take me like an hour to chop it down. I don't know if I want to dedicate my time to it. But there's a little sapling right there that'll help us get done with the tutorial. Let's go ahead and do that. Little sapling, I chop you down. Sorry. You're new to this world, you're fresh-faced, and your bark is supple, but unfortunately, you must die for the greater good of our people. So it looks like we got 6 wood pieces down in the bottom right-hand corner. However, that pop-up is very, very small. I suggest you get like a banner that goes to the bottom of the screen or like to the left, up above the HP and up above the coldness meter, where like a little lower third will sort of slide outwards, tell you what you picked up with like a little icon of whatever the item is, and then fade back out. A fairly basic thing that I think would make it feel a lot more satisfying. So we've got an extractor hood over here. Let's go through the kitchen and see what we can find for right now. We've got 6 wood. What is that right there? That is a piece of scrap metal for repairing or remelting. Okay. What do we got in here? We've got sturdy leather. Okay, I'll take that. What do we have inside this cabinet? As you can see, the influence of the Long Dark is very, very apparent inside this game. Everything from searching to like interacting with stuff all looks the exact same way that it does if you're playing the Long Dark. We've got a metal canister. Okay, I'll take that. Is that just giving me plastic or whatever? I hit the tab key, but I also hit the tilde. I'm guessing this was made maybe in Unity or something like that. I didn't see the splash at the beginning of the game before it went live. But anyways, lots of different engines use the tilde key in order to open up their actual console. I will take the bucket right there. We'll break apart the wooden crate. We are getting a little bit chilly, so I will warm myself up momentarily. I don't think I have time to make it back to the ship. Oh, we've got canned food right there. Hell yeah, I'll take that. That sounds good. What else you got around here? Got anything else laying around? A single bed. I can disassemble it, but it's going to take 23 minutes. Wardrobe. What's inside the wardrobe? Inside the wardrobe, we have wax, which is used in various fields of life. Actually, probably more useful than you would guess. Oops, I accidentally made a fire. That's okay, I need to warm up anyways, so I'm glad to see that fire starting actually worked. Like, I didn't need to level up any skills or anything. In fact, it doesn't look like we have a skills tab at all. That might be an interesting thing to expand the game out and into, so that your particular brand of captain has to focus on a certain type of survival as he goes through the game. I'm going to break down the bed real quick. Since we're in the warmth anyways, I don't see a reason not to tear down everything we possibly can while we have the benefit of a raging fire next to us. It's only going to last like 45 minutes anyways. I will take that canister right there, and I think I missed a can of food on that side. So that'll be good. I can throw some more wood in this fire right here. Yeah, let's throw a little bit more wood in the fire. That way I can fall back to this house if I need to in order to resupply myself. I'd also like to establish visual contact with the ship. It's pretty far off in the distance. We may actually want to head back and just abandon our fire. I wasn't expecting it. It's actually cruising. Like, these guys, I don't know if they're hitting like Mach 5 or what they're doing, but they're moving away at a rapid rate. And in the interest of being the captain that doesn't get left behind, I think I'm just going to kind of forage around the edges of the ship. Let me get back into baseline contact with it. But you figure that thing's got under the hood right there. Like, how many cylinders? You know what I mean? You think that thing's rocking a Hemi? You think we can charge like an extra 30,000 for it just based on the engine type alone? They probably strapped like an AMG engine in there. That's probably what's got that thing moving. Either that or they went for like the big technological turbines. So he's cruising off and leaving me. I have to be back to the ship, I think, by 6 o'clock is the time limit on that. 14 minutes to disassemble a barrel. What else we got going? What's up with the outhouse? We've got a chemical. We've also got a shovel, but I can't pick it up, so it doesn't look like the shovel's actually interactable. He's pretty close, and as long as I don't do any time-intensive things while I'm out here, I think we'll be okay. Rather than chopping stuff up, let's just grab wood and other things that will, in general, be useful to the survival of our colony. I didn't want to do that. Cancel that. Oh, no, dude. He's got 25 minutes of getting away from me, and I'm over encumbered. I think we might have to drop some stuff off at the ship. Med kits, though. That's really, really nice. Okay, I'll take some med kits. And what's that, like an ointment right there? Yeah, dude, give me them greases that I can rub all over my tender bits whenever they get itchy. It's a real problem, dude. In real life, I'm a distance runner. Ooh, a blueprint? What does that do? We unlock the ability to craft clothing. All documents are in place. No further research is required. Okay, what is that, like a silencer or something? Do I get guns in this game? I am very interested in the possibility of getting guns. And we've got a tool handle right there. Might be able to build something out of it, or if we get really, really lucky and we just have to use it, we can use it like the Hells Angels do, just to beat a guy. And what else we got over here? We got a TV, and with a toolkit I could fix it. We got a cereal bar, a canister, I can break down the sofa, but I don't think it's a good idea. How long is this gonna take? Okay, well, I'll take the fabric, I guess. Let me get back to the ship, because I gotta drop all the crap off that's inside my inventory. Oh no, dude, he's so far away. Why are you so far away, my bro? I'm so over-encumbered. Okay, back to the ship. Please don't run me over. I think it stops moving when we get near it, although that is a big-ass tread. Risk of freezing during use. That's fine. I'm okay with freezing during use. There we go. We're back inside. My HP probably took a little bit of a hit right there, but now I can drop off all the crap that I just picked up, like most especially the wood. I think that would be a really good idea. Can I shift click this stuff on in? I can, yeah, I can control click it back on in. I'll keep the med kit on me just in case I end up needing it to survive. I don't know if the food is going to be immediately useful. We've got cotton wool right there, axe handle. Don't think I'm going to need... I think that just gets added to our food supply, in all honesty. I'm not super sure. We've got 27 plastic rocking right there. Did they get that research done that I set them to the task of finishing off? They've got 4 hours until it gets done. Okay, I'm cool with that. A chemical laboratory would probably be a good idea, too. Get our Heisenberg on while we're out here cruising. Oh, we can upgrade the suspension. Oh, it's the suspension for my spine. I thought we were going to be able to upgrade the land cruiser. That would be a super sick mechanic, though, where it like zooms out and you get a model like Gundam style of the land cruiser, and you can be like and like strap new parts onto it and like add radio controls so you can tell it to stop or you can tell it to keep going. Oof. And like each time you use it, it affects like the mood of the crew or whatever because you're being too finicky. I think I gotta be back in by 6 o'clock anyways, and it's like 3:30. I don't know if it's worth going back out again right now. I guess I can go back out and just sort of see where it dropped me and see if I have the time. Let's not dilly-dally, though. I'm going to try to, like, gather some basics out here. 27 minutes to chop this down. That's fine. Go ahead and chop it down. Wood is the only thing we're consuming on board right now, so, like, why not grab it while I'm in the neighborhood? Especially while he's so close, and it doesn't look like there's any, like, landmarks or anything sticking out of the terrain for right now that makes me think it'll be useful, so... Alright, we got a little bit more wood, and it looks like the sun has finally given out on us at a brusque 4:45, so let's get back on the ship and we'll just finish the day. Yep, that's fine by me. Good evening, Captain. The workday results. We got 600 wood, we got 120 raw food, we got some fabric, some plastic, and some scrap metal. Okay, I can live with that. Let's start the night. What happens when we start the night? What does this button do? If necessary, we can stay in this location for one more day, or we can move forward and explore new places. Each new day spent in the same location significantly reduces the resource gathering efficiency of your workers. Oh, so they're like picking it clean. Okay, let's move forward then. Why not? I mean, it's minus 60 outside, so yeah, moving forward feels like it was a winning idea. Captain, it's not that the crew doesn't trust you, but ever since the incident where your group got cornered in a basement by a bear and we had to come rescue you, you understand there's some doubt. That's an act of God. I told everybody in the crew, nobody can control when polar bears are going to show up. They move like ghosts through the waste. Like, how was I supposed to know that there was a 1,200-pound killing machine out there? I was just trying to help the colony. It would really help if you could find 5 houses and bring something back valuable. We're short currently on fabric and plastic, and I think it would lift the crew's spirits. Ah, yes, a whole bunch of empty plastic water bottles. Quite the morale builder. In this region, houses were usually built on or between cliffs, and I recommend searching on the small islands near wind-sheltered areas. Oh, so there's like a wind system in the game, too. Okay, so find 5 houses. I will accept that task. We finished off our tool belt research, which is good. I would say let's get maybe tasty dishes next. Yeah, let's get tasty dishes. It'll take the rest of the day. I'm very, very tempted by the travel backpack, but like, I just found out that everybody basically hates me and treats me like a reject, even though I'm the guy in charge. So either I need to start hanging people in order to reinstill respect, like we need to put a couple people on pikes, you know, that everybody can see in the court, or I just need to figure out how to make a delightful amuse-bouche of tasty aperitifs. They want me to build a hospital, but I need a bunch more fabric and I need a bunch more plastic for that. So we'll probably go out today and we'll focus on fabric and plastic. That way we can build one of these facilities that'll go inside of here to help out with things. I don't know how many sick people we have, but I figure it's probably time to go outside the ship and just kind of see what we can find. but I figured it's probably a good idea for us to go outside the ship and sort of see what we can find in this busted wasteland. I like how we got the cattle catcher on the front. That's nice. I see some kind of shanty over here in the distance, and so I will investigate said shanty. Let's go inside of it and see what it's got for us. Little shanty, hast thou anything wonderful to report? Open the door. Medical cabinet, what you got? Another med kit. Definitely take that. Absolutely. We got like a broom. We got like some random letters and stuff sitting around. We got some canned food, a newspaper. Oh, look at that. There's actually like lore scattered throughout the world. We have a safe that's locked and requires a key. There's a little bit of plastic. Anything in the drawers? What is that? Fur? It's kind of a weird thing to have in your desk drawer, but all right. I'm not going to question it. Can't tear up the papers or anything else. Can't take the wall sconces off. We're pretty far ahead of the ship, so I think we should be okay to start going through this stuff. Nothing inside of there. Nothing inside the interior. What you got in the trunk? You got anything good inside of here? Like a little 9mm or something? Pop, pop, pa-cow, pa-cow. Something that'll, probably not kill a grizzly bear, but piss it off pretty good. I think it might be a good idea to take the high ground and just sort of like scout the area around us before. Oh, there's something over there. There's a bear. How far do they aggro from? Far? I mean, there's a house over there and I need it for my quest. I don't have a weapon or anything though. Like I don't think I can whip out a scrap metal hand axe in order to beat something to death. Like it doesn't look like I actually have equipable stuff here. So like maybe later on we get access to a gun or a firearm or something. But we probably just want to give him a wide berth and sort of just stay away from him a little bit. Is there a back act? Yeah, you take a nap, bear. You take a nap right this second. You get some nice sleep, and then, do your thing. We don't have a compass or any navigation tools right now, so that may become an issue as time goes along. Like at the beginning of the game, you can decide if you want to play without a compass or with a satellite map or with like a satellite compass. I need to, like, jump. Oh, I'm out of stamina. Hold on. Give me my stamina back. There we go. All right. We made it up and over, and the bear is none the wiser. So that's exactly what I was hoping would take place here. I do need to warm myself up, so I may destroy a bee box real quick. Just in case there's, like, a stove inside. That way I can light it up and keep myself warm. Can't do anything with the well. What's up with this house over here? Ooh, firewood? Yeah, grab all the firewood. Firewood's good. Let's get inside, and we'll get the hearth going. Perfect. Warm me up, baby. We've got metal buckets over here. I will disassemble that. We've got a giant plastic barrel, which I think would be a really good yield of plastic. Yeah, we got 3 plastic out of it. It's not like a crazy amount. We've got a little bit of leather right there, and it looks like we've got some fabrics going on, too. Disassemble the coat real fast because they specifically told me to go out and get fabrics and things. Nightstand on this side. A little bit more leather. Okay. What's in this nightstand? A flashlight and a medical bandage. Does it have the Flintstones on it, though? If it doesn't have the Flintstones on it, I don't want to wear it. Where's my ship at? He's kind of coming up adjacent to us right now. That's fine. I can live with that. The sturdy metal door is blocked, actually. Is there like a hole in the back of the building? Huh. Wonder how we get in there. Maybe we need like a toolkit or something to make that happen? I'm not really entirely too sure. A little bit more plastic. A plastic boat that will take 30 minutes to disassemble. Yeah. 7 plastics, all right. Just tear apart that little John boat. Looks like we can also get the dumpster over here. Let's get that real fast. Unfortunately, I'm now over encumbered, so that's a little bit of a downside to what we've got going on. My fire went out, so I'm going to need a little bit more wood if we want that to work. Do I want to break it? I just need this right here. That'll work. Can't pick up that screw on the ground or that spring or whatever it is. Okay, drop this off over here. I guess I kind of got to go back to the ship anyways to drop off all the stuff in my inventory. But we're not done for the day. It's only like 12:45. Like, it's not even close, so It looks like their awareness is not super high, so I think I can kind of like be around the bears. I don't think they're like the aggressive kind of bears. Maybe they get aggressive if you like walk up and try to pet them or something. But I am not going to pet that bear. This is not a can I pet that dog type moment. Well, I haven't found any further houses, but I did find like a little cave that's nestled up in between these rocks, which is kind of like a nice little environmental feature. I sort of dig the fact that I just kind of came across this naturally without doing anything else. Let's see, what do we got around here? We got like a piece of paper on the ground. Canister's good, I'll take that. First aid kit is also good. I could disassemble that for some fabric. Poisonous mushrooms. Well, since you told me it's poisonous, like I don't want to touch it anymore. I need matches to start fire, and I have used up all of my matches because I'm an idiot. And so I don't know how I get more matches, but we definitely need to track down some more matches. That way I can shelter and sort of like R&R in between these little excursions. But I'm going to head back to the ship. Hopefully I don't freeze. We did manage to make it back to the ship without dying, so that's good. Let's get back inside and just kind of see what we can do here. So inventory-wise, just throw everything in here that you found so far. I've got another tool, but I don't think it has batteries. So install a battery by dragging it onto the flashlight. I found a battery when I was testing the game out, but I don't have it anymore because we restarted. Womp, 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 womp. I'll throw all the wood on here, and we don't have any more matches in storage, do we? I can add another container for 300 wood. Okay, does this thing run off of a wood burn? Is this a wood burning engine? It's already like 4:30, so I think we're kind of done for the day. Let's go ahead and send it, and we've got some more resources, so that's good. And our research went through, so I'll have them do the travel backpack next. Just get that finished off. A compass would also be good. I'd be cool with it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do for the ship right now with what we have on hand. So for workshops and everything else, I'm going to need a little bit more resources to make it happen. For the hospital where sick people go, I would actually pretty highly recommend, let me reassign people on their work duties for right now. I think what I'd like to do with work duties, let's take people off of scrap metal and we'll add an extra person on fabric because it feels like that's what we're really struggling with right now. Like, I think we need more fabric in order to make this stuff get done quicker. But we'll start the night and we'll stay for another day here. Cooked food is holding, and it looks like 20 cooked food per the 20 people down there. I'm kind of like watching my inputs and my outputs right now to figure out what we've got going on. But if I can pick up some more fabric, we can make the hospital. And I'd like to do that before we quit sort of the game, I guess, and I do my closing thoughts. All right, it's minus 18 outside, and we got 3 or 4 days left to find a few more houses before people get cranky with me. So let's have a look around. I don't know if like where we stayed the night is still where we're at. I don't have like an overworld map or anything that I can consult to figure out what our pathing's gonna look like. So we may want to play this one close to the ear for now, unless we can find it. Like, I can't heat myself back up because we're out of matches. So we need to be within a stone's throw of the ship in order to get back when inevitably things go wrong. I didn't find much, but I did find like a forlorn little bus stop over here that's just like hanging out in the middle of the wastes. Seems to be running along the side of a road, but like, I don't really see anything else out here. It's kind of barren at the moment. I see an outhouse, and where there's an outhouse, there tends to be a house. So like, maybe there's something over here. I see something poking up right there. I don't know what it is. If it ends up just being like a hunter's blind or something like that, this is going to be a catastrophic misallocation of my efforts. There is indeed a house back here with a mailbox and everything. Let's loot this thing quick and get ourselves out of here because we're not doing so great on coldness right now. I'd like to be doing better at coldness. So we've got a free candle right there, a kettle, we've got some firewood, a bunch of barrels. Fabric. I just said that I need more fabric. I don't think one fabric is going to particularly fix my issues, but I'll take it just in the off chance that it'll be useful. Sofa with cotton filling. Oh, that might have been a mistake. I mean, we got 8 fabrics from it, and we've got more contextual lore for the world. Did this count as a house? It did. Nice, it counted as a house. Hopefully in that hour my ship has gotten closer because we are cold as hell right now. Weirdly enough, the ship's not following up right now. It's completely and totally still. I wonder if it's like on consecutive days that happens. Medical ointment might be a good idea. Yeah, give me a little bit of health back. Give me another one too. I need to have good health when I get back on the ship because it takes 20 minutes in order for us to get back on board. Yeah, this guy's not cruising right now. Apparently, we're just like chilling for the day. Okay, well maybe, I mean, if it stays put exactly where it's at, maybe I have time to go look in that direction, but I'm not sure. Okay, so let me drop off all my thingies, because I do have a couple of thingies. Not many thingies, but enough thingies, some people would say. Do I have enough to build the hospital? I do. Start building the hospital. Construction's in progress, so it's going to take like maybe 2 days, and then it says also I might need to move workers around too. Ah, yes, I need to put people on the job. But I can't do that till tomorrow. Fair enough. This is Frozen Ship. I think it's an interesting, compelling idea. I do think the developers were right that it's a little bit early on right now. I think there's a lot of work to be done with building up sort of the atmosphere and the environment of the game as a character that the player wants to interact with. So little things like leaving footsteps in the snow, really good sound effects that have been orchestrated well, having a little bit more background music, those kinds of things. It feels like a lot of the connective tissue is missing right now, but I do think the core idea is solid, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today, we were taking a look at a title called Frozen Ship. Tomorrow, we'll be looking at something else. Thanks for hanging out, and that's about all I got for you, folks.